Make sure it is. Can you hear me? We're going to call this committee meeting to order. Property and Building Committee. It's 8:30. We only have a couple things on the agenda. Number one, Dennis, are you still here somewhere? Oh, there you are. I'm sorry. Water heater out in the courthouse, but my understanding, AOC is asking for 3 quotes. We've only got 2. We're supposed to have the last one this morning, but they didn't come through with it. So there's really nothing we can do. So I apologize to the people that work in the courthouse for no hot water, but evidently our hands are kind of tied. Unless, is there anything else that you know we could do, Judge, to go around that? Or so I guess we'll pass on that line of business. The second line of business we have is we have Mr. McMurtry here to speak on property that the jail's built on. Is that correct, Mr. McMurphy? Could you come up here and speak to the microphone so we can all hear you? Yes, if you could just tell us kind of what's going on, your reasoning for being here.
Well, the survey is wrong on the jailhouse property. I've got a request. I've been here before. I had to draw it out how it was. Nobody understood it. But I think the county surveyor surveyed it. I'm not sure that it was county surveyor. But we have a county surveyor now, I understand. We have a planner and zoning. I'd like for to request those to draw this out. The problem is where my dad sold property, TJ Sampson Tobacco. They changed the name to the Warehouse or Sales. I'm not sure what the name was at that time, but still the same place. And the property that he sold to the Sampson Tobacco is where the problem is. And it shows up real plain on paper. Somebody would draw it out. You've got the planner and zoning, somebody could draw this out and show you if they maybe can understand it. Said you didn't understand my drawing of it. So that's.
Now I wasn't on the court when this, I know Squire Dickerson and Squire Houchins were on, and my understanding there was, and I'm not taking sides of any matter, that there was a title search done and everything seemed to be legal at the time. I sure don't want to be a part of taking anybody's land, that's for sure. So do you have any evidence against what has been found? You do have new evidence in than what's been found in the past.
I have evidence all along. Nobody's interested in evidence.
Okay.
But this is just part of the problem. This is one very understanding. When you draw it out, it'll show up on paper. That's part of the problem. Now it gets worse. You're talking about the same seller, the same surveyor, different buyer. It's on the other side of the road. It involves my property again. We're talking about. It's worse than this part.
Okay, so what exactly?
Well, if it's sitting on part of my property, which consists of 262 feet one way and 40 feet the other way. On one end, 50 feet, I could be on the other end, 45 to 50 feet.
So what are you asking? What exactly would you like to ask us to do?
Exactly what I like to have is have the county surveyor plat this out where my dad brought this property where it sold it, T.J. Sampson. That'll answer the question where the jailhouse is set on that property.
So this hasn't been done before. This survey, the county surveyor has not surveyed.
Well,
That's what-
I know, I have no idea what the surveyor does.
Squire Dickerson, could you help me out here?
I don't remember, oh, Danny, I don't remember who surveyed it the first time.
Joe
I believe
Davis.
Joe David House, I believe. And you were talking about, is the lines companies across the road, is that right? Are you having a problem with that now? You said the neighbor, you had another issue.
I didn't mention neighbor, I don't think, but yeah, the house,
Yeah, he mentioned across.
Across the road, you said.
yeah, the same survey, the same one, we're talking about 45, 50 feet there, we're talking about 550 feet long, we're talking about major. It's hard to lose this amount of property.
When did the bill, when was jail built? 2012?
I'd have to ask you that.
I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember Davey got mad at me because he didn't go to build it. But that's nothing new for me.
I'm thinking 2009, but again, I may be wrong about that.
I guess my question to you, have you been paying property tax on this since? Man, are you paying property tax on something?
On all of it. It's never been dropped off, never been taken off.
I mean, the part of the jails sitting on has never been taken off your tax bill.
Part across the road is not either.
That's something to look into, I would think, Tim.
Well, I mean, we can look at the PVA maps, I'm sure, and show exactly what you're paying taxes on. I'm sure that would be one of our options. As far as having it resurveyed, I don't know what that would be a cost.
I'm not talking about resurveying, I just throw it out on, the jail will show up on paper. The other part will not show up on paper.
Will not show up on paper.
Not if the jailhouse property will show up.
So if we go to the PVA office, it'll show us a map.
If they draw it out right, it will, yes. They'll show that property belongs to me.
Well, all I know we can do really, I know this sounds kind of bad, is we'll look at the PVA maps. I'll be glad to look at that, but if there's no, my understanding, somebody help me, if there's no new evidence, I guess what I'm trying to say is it's probably going to be your job to prove, as far as hiring a surveyor, it'd be your job to prove that you own the land, and we'll consult with the county attorney. I don't know what else really we can do, Merger. I definitely don't want to be part of taking someone's land, but I will bring us up to the county attorney, and I'll check the PVA maps. So you're saying you would like the county to pay for having it resurveyed?
Oh, I don't. I like to draw it out on the part that my dad sold to T.J. Sampson. I like to draw it out. It'll show that it does not come where the survey is. I'm not, no matter resurvey. You might want to resurvey after that, or I might want to resurvey after that, but I know where it's at and it'll show up.
So have you got a piece of paper with you showing that?
No, I sent one to whoever on the thing when I was up there before. They said they didn't understand it. I'm sure they didn't.
And we addressed all this back in '09. I don't know about the statutes and limitations on this, or whenever the jail was built, and I really don't remember. But we addressed all this back then, and I understand your plight. I know your family. I know y'all honest people, and I just don't know where this court can go with this, because it's been 10 or 12 years since jail was built. So I really don't know where we can go with it. So we'll have to talk to the county attorney, get some advice from her, and see where we can go with it. I just don't know. Have you got an attorney doing any of this?
I'm not talking about attorney, I'm talking about trying to get this crowd out.
I understand.
One player will show up,
Okay,
then the other will show up really, I don't know how long it will take them, probably talk 2 or 3 hours at the most.
so you're talking about the county surveyor surveying it all.
The county survey, planning and zoning is in the. It's gonna get involved in this before it's over with.
I'm sure there were title searches done at the time that, and they searched just back as far as possibly available to them. So, and I'm assuming all the title saying it's clear and free. So that'd be something that, I don't know who would the county attorney, our county attorney at the time done that title search or?
I haven't seen any on the title search. I've never seen, first time he's ever been mentioned to me, that I can remember.
I mean, I don't know, but I wouldn't think that would be a problem to find those documents and proof of that title search. And like I said, I'll talk to the county attorney and see if you never seen any documents on the title search then where it was.
I didn't know there was one. The first time it's ever mentioned. Today's the first time I ever heard it mentioned.
I'm sure there's a title search. We have title insurance if it's not right.
Right. So I don't think they would ever build, I mean, I know they would have never built anything without a title search done, and they go back probably 100 years or further. And, but I will, if I'm able to find a copy of that, would that help you to see that, a copy of that title search if I'm at liberty to share that with you?
Well, I'd like to see it, but it's not gonna change anything. I know how it is. I know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty plain. It's,
Right.
that's reading that out, that one jailhouse property that just shows up. It's a little more complicated on the other side of the road.
Right. That's pretty much all, unless somebody else has got another suggestion, pretty much our hands are tied to that. Like I said, I'm sorry, I don't know more about it. I wasn't on the court then, and but from what I gather, pretty much our hands are tied. But I will look at the PVA map. I will look for that title, search documents and get that to you, if that would maybe help some.
But you won't get it drawn out on that, what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'd like y'all to see it. I know what it looks like.
So you're just talking about drawing it out with a pencil,
Well, you draw it out on a computer, print it off on a piece of paper, what do you look at?
but no legal documents, no map, survey, or you don't have the original survey or anything, when your dad bought it or sold it to TJ Tobacco.
It's on the driver deed, yes.
You do have the original deed, you say?
I have a copy of it, yes. It's on file in the courthouse. He sold off to him in 1961, he sold off 2 times in 1961. So, there's lots of mistakes in the deed, but I mean, it's still.
That, all that information should be in the title search, I would think. And I'll see if I can locate that. Be
There's
glad.
probably a plat on file up here if you're not sharing the property. You probably get that out, and look at it if you can.
Anything else?
Well, that's the only request I have, you're denying that request, that they draw it out on a piece of paper.
I don't know, I can't imagine there be anything legal drawing something with a,
You don't have to be legal, you would see it, you would see the problem.
well, it'd have to be legal, I'm afraid. And, I don't think any court or court of law would hold up drawing just saying, I own this. I know it's sad to say because I'm not saying you don't, but I don't see any way just you drawing out saying I own this without any proof.
I'm not gonna draw it out, I want y'all to draw it out, make up your own mind. I've already drawn it out for you. That didn't work, but I mean, if you got your own people to draw it out, I'm
From,
not talking about a court of law, I'm talking about you people, then I think you can make a right decision about this.
where are we gonna get you're gonna tell us how to draw it then? Is that what you're saying, or
You look at where it was sold off to them.
the deed?
Plat out my dad's property under deed, plat it out, plat off what he sold to them. That don't match up to what the jailhouse property. So,
I don't know how we can do that. If it,
Just get the plats out.
we'll get the plats and,
Then get his deeds. Maybe get Ashton to come up with that. I just look at it.
okay. You know who your attorney was back when your dad was alive, when they did this, drawed these deeds and stuff?
61.
It's on the deed who the attorney was, I don't remember.
You don't remember? Okay. Okay, we'll get the plats out and look at them in and search for the title and see if we can come up with anything different. Than, you know, we'll have to go by the legal description that, you know, that is on the deed.
That's what I'm asking.
Okay.
Get it drawn out, it is.
Okay. I'm sure it's already on the plat, but we'll look into that. I promise you that. Thank you.
That's all I can ask.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Make a motion to adjourn this building and property committee meeting, unless you guys have something else.
Motion.
Second.